It's another episode. My guy, Jay Lynch, in the building. It's a serious weekend. We always talk NFL when we get on, but come on, man. Before we get into the league of leagues, it's championship week
Yeah,
and
big
in
games.
college football. Who is your Heisman if you had to pick right now? And who do you got as your finalists?
The college football championship finals. That's a tough one. Again, it all depends on who ends up winning. But really and truly, I like Michigan. I like Michigan to make it to the finals. And of course, it depends on how it all matches up. But
Yeah.
I do like Michigan. And again, we'll see what happens in this Georgia Alabama game, right? Um, this Alabama Georgia game, if Alabama somehow is able to get that win, again for that Alabama quarterback Monroe, that would be good for him in terms of the Heisman as well. Bo
Mm-hmm.
Nix suffered a tough loss yesterday
That hurts.
against Washington, so that's tough for him, especially for the Heisman, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, it's championship weekend, as we mentioned, so a lot of who will be the Heisman will be determined after this weekend. Um, but I'm gonna go with JJ McCarthy down there in Michigan.
For Heisman,
Yeah, yeah.
that's too crazy for me, bro. KJ McCarthy for Heisman, nah, nah, nah. All right, so this is my three. These are gonna be my finalists. These are guys I think are gonna be in New York. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's an easy pick. Bo Nix for sure. Bo Nix could have wrapped up Heisman last night, but he took that tough L. And once you lose to a team twice, I don't know. I can't trust you. I can't give you that Heisman. Although he has 40 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's unreal. 2 losses. I just don't think he gets it done. Okay, so he's gonna be in New York. I have Jalen Milroe as
Hmm.
my Heisman winner, especially if he wins tonight against the number one team in the country. I look at it like this: Jaden McDaniels will be there also, Jaden Daniels, but he, like, I take head to head pretty serious, and he lost to Alabama by 2 touchdowns. Him and Milroe, they threw for the same amount of yards, but Milroe had 4 rushing TDs. Daniels only had 1. And then against Travis Jordan against FSU, they lost by 3 touchdowns. And he got outplayed by Jordan. Jordan had 4 touchdowns, and Daniels only had 1 through the air. But we all know, fam, take this in, and you know I'm telling the truth. You have to have like a Heisman moment. And that 4th and 31 in the Iron Bowl for the touchdown from
That's
Milroe,
crazy. That was
that
crazy.
was that was mad.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really not the biggest fan of Milo, to be honest. I don't know what it is. Again, he's an amazing talent, his ability to run and throw. But I just don't know what it is. I just don't think his abilities will project to the next level. But again, he's a college quarterback. He works in
College,
college
man.
football. But in the NFL, I don't know if that'll work. But hey, I could be wrong. Like we're looking at Jalen Hurts, we're looking at Lamar Jackson, right? They were able to adapt. So we'll see. But again, that's a good pick. And then like I do like Bama today as well
I have
to
Bama
upset
today
Georgia.
also.
Yeah.
It's just like we Bama just has, like, I know they lost in the championship when Bryce was a quarterback, but if we rewind even further, you remember the Tua and Jalen Hurts team. Jalen Hurts came back after getting benched, and he showed that he's him in the SEC championship game against
Mm-hmm.
Georgia. So I
Yeah.
just think that Bama in these situations, they come up big. And obviously, if you beat the number one team in the nation, you're making the college football playoffs. So I have Bama in. These are my 4 squads. I have Michigan win tonight. Michigan's going to be in.
Yeah.
I have Bama winning tonight. Bama's going to be in. Washington already
Is
clinched their
in.
playoff spot last night.
Yeah.
And my fourth team, it's good. Like, I know we want to see the best players play, but if
Yeah.
FSU wins tonight, they have to be in. I know Travis Jordan is not there. He's done for the season. He actually said his college career is done. So
Yeah.
he's probably gonna just wait, get healthy, and then go to the NFL. But if
Mm-hmm.
FSU wins tonight and I have them beating Louisville, FSU has to get in, man. So I have FSU at 4. I
Yeah.
have Washington at 2. I have Bama. Actually, I have my bad. Let me read.
Michigan's
I
probably
have
too.
FSU at 4, Washington at 3, Bama at 2, and Michigan at 1.
So Georgia's out. Well, if
Bro,
they
I,
lose,
I think
yeah,
you I
yeah,
think if you lose, listen, I think if you lose this game, because remember, they haven't been looking super impressive. I
yeah.
have Georgia out only because, like, if you look at C's, Bama's like what, 8 right now? 8 or 7?
Are they? Bama, yeah.
Bama
Bama's
right now is
eight.
like 8 or
Bama's eight.
7.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
have I have Bama out.
But
I
Georgia's
have
one,
I have
right?
Georgia out. I know that's mad, but
You don't think they drop to the 4th spot if they take that loss to Alabama, especially if they play
but
well?
don't you feel like they prioritize these teams that are undefeated? Like, don't you have to get in if you're undefeated?
They do. But again, strength of schedule is another thing, right?
Yeah.
Georgia coming out to SEC, one loss, right, in the championship. Defending champions too, right? They don't just not going to take Georgia completely out. So I don't see Georgia being completely out, even if they take a loss today, really and truly. For me, I have Georgia, I have Washington, I have Michigan, and then that 4th spot, really, or depending on whoever loses that 4th
So
spot. I don't know. I don't know. Could
so
be
this
Ohio
was
State, maybe. Do they put Ohio State in? FSU, maybe. I don't know.
so one team that we haven't mentioned that beat Bama, that gave Bama their only loss, is Texas. You think
Texas too.
Texas beats Oklahoma State today? Texas gets in, only one lost
Mm.
team.
It's going to be tough because, yeah, if Texas wins, I think they deserve that 4th spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so that's again, I'm big on head to head, and I
yeah.
know Texas beat Bama, but if you beat the number 1 team in the nation, like, you have to get in, man. Like, if
Yeah.
they beat UGA, they have to get in, right?
Yeah. That's why, again, it will be if Bama wins tonight, the committee is going to have a tough decision to make
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. No, for sure. Okay, but outright winner. Outright winner. You have Michigan
Mm.
win the whole thing.
Yeah. I'm right with the blue. Big blue.
You're gonna ride with big.
Harbaugh's right on top. Straight to
Yeah.
the NFL. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be, bro, that's an amazing story.
Cinderella
That's
story.
just
Yeah.
that's the one of those great sports stories, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost got it done in the NFL, got it done in college, went back to the NFL, and now he's trying to get that Super Bowl. Imagine that
But
Super Bowl.
I don't know what it is with Michigan, like they beat Ohio State. That was a big win. But when it comes to these playoff games, man, sometimes it's a bit too big for them.
Yeah. So if Bama gets in, I'm riding with Bama. If Bama gets in,
Bama to win.
that's if they get in, because to win the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't trust Millwall, but
You don't
yeah,
trust
that's your
Millwall,
Heisman.
huh?
That's your guy. So we'll see.
Not only is that my guy, but Saban, he benched him after that Texas loss. And
Yeah,
then he
because
came
that's when
back.
I was watching him, and I was
And
like, this guy's not it.
yeah, but have you watched since the growth since?
It's
Like,
true.
he
I
took that
haven't.
to heart and he's been balling ever since. So again, like, we've seen this happen before. For example, we already mentioned it with Jalen Hurts. Like a
Mm-hmm.
dog right now. Could
Yeah,
possibly
it's
be
true.
MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into that right now.
Yeah, let's go.
NFL talk, bro. Could talk college ball for days, but it's the big boys right now.
Mm-hmm.
We just seen that high scoring game. Dallas, they beat the Seahawks, and Dak has been looking great, man. Last 6 games, 20 touchdowns, 2 picks. If you had a vote for
Mm-hmm.
MVP,
Yeah.
is he the guy?
It's tough. Like I've heard all the talk shows talk about it. I've seen all the numbers. But again, it all rides on how these last few games play out. If Jalen Hurts is able to get this win against the Niners, I can't say that he is not the MVP, right? Especially if the Eagles win out through this tough stretch that they're going through, playing they had to play the Chiefs, the Niners, um, and then they have to play the Cowboys again. And if they
They
win
beat the
out,
Dolphins.
and they beat the Dolphins as well, right? If they win out this home stretch right now, then I cannot give it to the Hurts. But again, if they lose to the Niners, right, and then now they have to play Dallas, and Dak's able to win a big game, because that's the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. They're not able to win the big games, right? If Dak's able to finally get over that hump and win that big game, it's hard for me not to say that Dak is the MVP of the season. But again, there is Mahomes that we cannot sleep on Patrick Mahomes, really and truly. And if things fall his way, say Niners win against the Eagles, and then say the Eagles beat Dallas, I think that may cancel out Hurts and Dak possibly. And then if Mahomes and the Chiefs are able to figure it out and win these last few games and then clinch the 1 seed over the Ravens, how do we not give it to Patrick Mahomes? Right. So again, there's a lot of dominoes that need to fall into place to see where these MVP, who will be the MVP this year. But really and truly, who I am going to go with is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this Eagles team. I think they're the best team in football right now. And again, I could be wrong if they take an L on Sunday, but I'm going with Hurts.
I think it's such an indictment on every quarterback in the NFL if Patrick Mahomes wins MVP this year, because this is by no means his best year, not even
Not at all.
close. So I I think that would be crazy if Mahomes gets it, just because we know his standard when he's at his best. And if he gets it on an off year, it's an indictment, I think, on all the
I
quarterbacks.
agree.
You have to believe what you have to believe what Tom Brady did say is a lot of mediocrity in the
Yeah.
NFL.
And it's
But
unfortunate too because like it's clearly just a quarterback award, right? I don't know what they can do in terms of changing it up, but we have Tyreek Hill, we have AJ Brown, we have CD Lamb and Christian McCaffrey that are having MVP season. But I guess that's why there's the offensive player
yeah,
of the year award
that's
too,
what
right?
the only way I could see a wide receiver winning it is if they break Megatron's record. And it
Yeah.
does seem like Tyreek Hill can, but
Mm-hmm.
it seemed like JJ could do it a couple of years ago too, right? And he didn't do
Yeah.
it. So you have to
Yeah.
finish. That's the thing,
Yeah.
you have to finish. Speaking about Hurts and the Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like last week was the best game I've watched this season. Bills and Eagles back and forth. But it's something about Jalen Hurts when he's down and out, he just does all these fourth quarter comebacks, just super elite late in games. You've seen Jason Kelsey, best center in the league. Nice block. Jalen Hurts ran it in for the walk-off touchdown. Is there another team, like if you had to pick a team to make a late fourth quarter comeback, is it the Eagles or is there like another team you have more trust in a scenario like that?
Um, I would have to if it's not the Eagles, I would say it would have to be Kansas City Chiefs, Coach
Yeah,
Mahomes, really and
yeah.
truly. Because I would like to say the Niners, but I don't know if Brock Purdy is that guy in that moment yet. Again, he'll have to prove it to me as we come up against these big games that are coming up with him. And if they are close, we'll see how he performs, right? But I would have to just look at quarterbacks, and I say it would have to be Patrick Mahomes. We've seen Dak in big moments coming down in the fourth, and it never goes well. So I would have to say possibly Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are the next closest things to being clutch or having that clutch factor.
Let's segue to the best division in football, AFC North. I know a lot of their quarterbacks are down and out, but the Pittsburgh Steelers finally fired Matt Canada. And dude, Pickett was slinging it, man. 278 yards for him.
Yeah, yeah,
That's big
400 total
time.
yards. Yeah,
No, that's big time for him. When's the last time we seen him do that? And George Pickens had a smile on his face. Do you think that Pickens gets into a groove now? Because they have weapons. As I mentioned, Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Najee, Jalen
Jalen Moore.
Warren.
Yeah. Uh, Steelers are an interesting team, right? They've been getting to wins with their defense and just I guess the schedule that they come about. So they sit at what 8-3, possibly 7-3 right now.
I think
They
they're
have a
seven
great
and
record,
three or
right?
eight and
And
three.
it
Yeah.
looks like they'll make it to the playoffs. And Tomlin again, right? He's gonna be the one of those teams that gets to 10 wins every year, right? So I think they'll slowly get it together. And with that defense, who like Steelers are a tough team that to play against, whether it's in the playoffs or these last few games. It's going to be a tough outing anytime you have to come up against these Steelers because, again, they do have a lot of weapons. They have a running game, and they can have a passing game with this new offensive coordinator that they have calling the plays. So I think, yeah, I think they could possibly be a tough team. How much playoff success they may have, that depends on their matchup, of course. But I do think they will have a look like a better team going forward.
All right. You already know you're not real swagged out in your Saints gear today.
No, keeping it black, keeping it
It's
basic.
been tough. It's been tough. Come on. We gotta chat New Orleans Saints. Y'all lost last week to the Falcons, 5 field goals, not a single touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And that's back-to-back losses now. What is it with Carr throwing the ball out of bounds all the time? Like he threw one out of bounds and Olave tried to catch it. I don't know why, but
and it got him hurt. Yeah.
And it got him hurt. He broke up his back. What is his deal? What is that guy's deal when it comes to
unbelievable. Because if we look back a few weeks, again, I think it was Thursday Night Football, when we saw Derek Carr yelling at Olave for not running down and trying to get that ball, and it was a terrible thrown ball, right? Out of bounds, right? This time around, Olave puts his body on the line and he sells out to get the ball. What does end up happening? He gets hurt, concussion, and then that's Olave's out. Shaheed was out that game, and everyone kept dropping like flies on the offensive side of the ball. And Derek Carr, he takes no accountability, zero accountability when it comes to the presser, right? They ask him questions. He's like, "Oh, you got to ask Dennis Allen, you got to ask Pete Carmichael." I really can't stand Derek Carr as a quarterback, and he's just not a leader. And I don't know what it is. I'm glad. Unfortunately, we paid him so much money, but again, it's a short contract, and we can look at it in year 2. But I'm just sick of him. His offensive struggles have been a thing of his career on the Raiders, and it continues to happen in New Orleans. And it's unbelievable. His decision making, his ability to just lead and run an offense, right, and get into the end zone with all these weapons around him, right? It's again, it is hard. It's a harder position in the NFL, right? But again, you're making it harder on yourself, and it's just frustrating as a Saints fan to watch, really and truly. And I just don't know. I think we should just lose and look to the draft at this point.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and the thing that's crazy, it's crazy for you to say that because it's such a winnable division.
Yeah.
But once you have like
same thing happened last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a winnable division. Like you have Brady winning that division at like 50 years old, right? So yeah. All right, let's stick with somebody that you know very well, your old coach.
Yeah.
Sean Payton. Hey man, I can't believe I'm talking about this team because they were so sorry to start the year. But now they're on a 5-game winning streak. Russ is cooking out here. He has this team thinking playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's a real possibility, though?
Man, I guess the Denver Broncos are living up to the hype that they had come into the season with Sean Payton. That's what it's looking like now, right? It's again, they had a rough start. They lost by 70 points. Everyone was thinking, "Oh, this team is going to be the worst team in football." It was clear. And then now they've been able to turn it around. I guess Sean Payton just needed some time to figure some things out, and the defense is looking better, right? It's like they have this turnover streak, right? They get one turnover every game almost, and now Russ is starting to cook, and letting it ride. So again, if they're able to get these wins down the stretch, they have a tough game in Houston this week. If they're able to somehow sneak this win out against C.J. Stroud and the Rookie of the Year, who knows, right? And again, if they're able to just get into playoffs, it's going to be a tough matchup for whoever they play.
That's going to be one of the games we talk about in our picks. You already know. Drop our best picks at the end of the show. But before we get to that, got to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Last Sunday night, they beat the Chargers. Not super impressive, but just like Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, they get these wins. And that's why I believe AFC North is the best division in football, man. They could not play their best game and they could will themselves to victory. But yeah, gonna stick with the Ravens. Do you think they have enough to dethrone the Chiefs? Because if you look at that defense, super legit, only allowed
Hmm.
3 points against the
Yeah.
Seahawks, only allowed 6 points against the Lions, only allowed 9 points against the Texans. And they have the best linebacker tandem in football, Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen. But is that enough? Or does Lamar and the offense like need to take it to another level to defeat Pat Mahomes and the
Yeah,
Chiefs?
I think you said it right there. I think this will fall in Lamar's lap, right? If he's able to take this team over the hill, it's gonna have to be through him and his legs and his ability. Um, Again, we see with Patrick Mahomes, he steps up even though he's lacking weapons and he's able to get the job done.
Yeah.
Lamar's going to have to do the same thing. If they want to fan off the Chiefs that are creeping behind them and want that number one seed, the Ravens are going to have to win out and really, if they want that bye and they want home field advantage, which will be very crucial, right? Um, Going into the playoffs. I think Lamar Jackson is going to have to just figure it out. Mark Andrews is down. He may come back later in the playoffs, but you got to get to that point where give Mark Andrews a chance to come back and get that weapon back. Because I think he has enough, really and truly. He has a solid running game. Bateman, Odell Beckham, um, Zay
Flowers.
Jones, Flowers, sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, there's enough there, right?
Yeah.
So I think with that defense too, like just get it done. Come on, Lamar, you got this.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get into these picks. All right, we're gonna start off with the Texans. They are favored by 3 against the Denver Broncos. What are you thinking?
This one's a tough one, and I think three. Like I wish it was 3.5. I know some places have it at 3.5. Houston's playing out of their mind. But I like the points with Denver for some reason. I think CJ Stroud, as much as he's been lights out and they're able to score, I think he may turn over the ball a
Hmm.
couple times here against with this Denver defense, and I think may possibly be able to keep it close. It may come down to a field goal at the end of the game or a last minute drive. But I think Denver could control the game, run the ball, just play defense, play simple, not turn over the ball, and that may be a recipe to keep this game close or somehow get out Houston with a win and continue the streak that they're on. So give me the Broncos and the points. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
this guy said 6 wins in a row.
Let's go.
Eesh. Yeah, I think I feel like the Broncos too, man.
Yeah,
Like
tough,
I just
tough.
think they're in the zone right now. And yeah, again, once we see Russell Wilson doing what he used to do on Seahawks, you see these off-script plays, he's running like 20, 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage, running
Mm-hmm.
back, tossing it, getting these touchdowns. It's looking like old Russ. It's looking like
Yeah,
old
exactly.
Russ. I have faith in this team right now. Yeah, I think they get this win. I think they cover too. Um, we're gonna go with gotta show these light skinned people some love. We're gonna go with a battle of the light skinned quarterbacks. Sunday night football. Pat Mahomes versus Jordan Love. This is in Lambeau Field. This is at Lambeau Field.
Mhm.
Who you got in this game?
I think the Chiefs, they're slowly getting it together. That defense is real, and I think Jordan Love may struggle against that defense. I'm gonna take the Chiefs and the
Mhm.
points. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 6 right now.
yeah.
But again, yeah, the Chiefs know what they have to do. When's the last
Mhm.
time Pat Mahomes didn't have a first round bye or a home playoff game? So I think they just know what to do. And yeah, they're
Yeah,
gonna
if anything, it'll be one of those games where Chiefs are up, and then second half they usually take the gas off the pedal. And if Jordan Love's able to like get work the team down the field and cover the back door, that might happen. But Chiefs definitely are gonna walk out of Lambeau with the win here.
Yeah, one reason I had this game as one of our picks is because a lot of people hype in Packers after they won on Thanksgiving against the
Yeah,
Lions, but they always win against them on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying?
right.
The Lions can't play at that level in prime. Well, it's not prime time, but in a big stage, everyone's off work, everyone's watching the game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I didn't put too much of stock into that win over the Lions just because of the history uh in that Thanksgiving game. All right,
Yeah,
last but not least,
the big one, the
the
preview.
best game of the weekend, possibly could be the best game of the year. The Eagles at home versus the 49ers. A lot of people, especially Debo, yapping saying, oh, we didn't have our quarterback, but your quarterback got sacked by Hassan Reddick. He couldn't get out the way. He took a hit. So it's not like Debo is talking much sense there. But hey, he's back now. Brock Purdy is back now. He has to go back to where he got hurt
Yeah.
in Lincoln Financial Field. Who do you have in this game? And what do you got with the over and unders? You going over 48 or you going under?
Oh, 48, eh? This is a tough one. Man. I'm just excited to watch this one, really and truly. But for some reason, I think the Niners get this win, man.
What?
I think the Niners get this one
No
win in
way.
Lincoln Financial Field. Yes, yes, yes. I
Cali
think,
team coming into the Northeast?
yeah, I know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but I think CMC, Debo, they're healthy. Brock Purdy just has to deliver and be careful. But they have some advantages on that offense, and I think they could get a win out here in Philadelphia.
I got the Eagles,
And
but
I
yeah,
like the
I
over.
do think the 49ers have a good chance. And the only reason I say they have a good chance is because I think it's a no-brainer. Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. So I do think if the 49ers win, it'll be in the regular season, but the Eagles will get them back in the playoffs. But if I had to pick, I have them beating them right now and in the playoffs. I just think
Oh
I
man,
just
okay.
think Jalen Hurts right now,
Yeah, I
he's just
know.
on my team.
Yeah, and you see in the Buffalo game, you're just like, wow, this like, yeah. I mean, it is tough to pick against the Eagles, man. And again, if they win, hey, it is what it is. Hurts was still my MVP pick at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, so
yeah. I just checked the score back to college football. Texas is up 35-14 and we're a minute away from halftime. It seems they're gonna win this game, man.
yeah, yeah.
They're gonna win this game.
So do they get that fourth spot? Does the
You
committee
know
say it's
what?
enough?
I as much as you respect these undefeated teams, Sark and his offense, like that's must see TV. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
must see TV. Travis Jordan is gone for the year. FSU might get shafted, man.
Yeah, I can
Even
see
if
it
they win
happening.
tonight, FSU might
Yeah.
get shafted just because they
Yeah.
don't have their star player. So
hmm
yeah, Texas probably gonna get in, bro.
But then again, there's Georgia and Alabama, so Bama's out too. Then we gotta see. They're winning they in.
This Michigan final answer, huh? Michigan
Yeah.
1, 2 will be whoever wins that SEC game. Three
Okay.
will be
Washington.
three will be Washington, and
Where's
then
Texas?
man, I'm still going SEC representative and SEC runner up gets in, bro. I think you just have to
Mm,
respect the best conference in the nation.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
It's like as much as Sark is that guy and Texas is looking good, I think you just have to respect the SEC that much, just from
Yeah.
history,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
just
I
from
agree. It's a
history.
tough one. But I'm
No,
excited to watch these games, man, for
yeah,
sure.
man. Like hey, man, Jalen Milroe, put in that work, man. You know what you got to do to get the Heisman, man. You know what you got to do. Just be the best team in the nation. It's not that
That's
hard.
it. That's it. It's true.
Yeah, man. But every time I get my boy Jay Lynch on, you already know it is a great time. And
Yeah,
hey, man, you want football, you want picks, you want entertainment. That's
you
what we
got that.
got for y'all, man. Jay Lynch, what's good? What we got to tell them?
Nah, man, not much. Just enjoy the weekend of football.
Yeah,
We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
yeah, yeah,
Good football the rest of the way.
for sure.
Um, Again, listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Need your information. Need your picks. Need to be. You need some insight. We got you here at the J Stowe Show.
You already know, subscribe, comment, drop a like. We got y'all covered, man. You already know. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Are we out?